In fact, yeah, the current Bank of England base rate is at 3%, a historic high of 3%. It hasn't been that high in over 40 plus years. Yeah, and there's talks, well, it's actually going to happen, of the interest rate for the Bank of England going up to 4%. That means that when your retail bank adds this additional percentage of a percentage point and a half of, or 2% maybe, to get their profit from supplying you with a mortgage, which is the bank's money, yeah, you're going to potentially be paying a car loan rate on your house. That means, like that car you might have got that was 6.4% or 7, 8% from the dealership, you're going to be paying that same rate on like a house mortgage if you're not careful out here, which is absolutely fucked. Listen, the amount of repossessions is going to be crazy. And what happens in those types of situations is you get corporate companies, like you'll get like a WeWorks or like a Airbnb, that will just literally just come through and buy those houses up. If they're a block of flats, they'll just transform that into a hotel or some sort of, some sort of profit making venture. Or you might get like I don't know, a Coca Cola or like a Subway that will just come and buy up a couple of buildings and knock them down and transform them into a shop. Or you might have like an area big enough to turn into another Westfield. Long story short, when people can't pay their mortgages and mass scale or even rent, because like people that own second homes as buy to lets are going to be struggling to maintain them, because ultimately they can't even maintain their own mortgage. They're the people that rent from them that are normally youths or people on low incomes, or on universal credit, are going to be struggling to make those payments. So you're going to see a lot of homes go up for repossession because people are going to have their payments pretty much go up by another 500, £600. I've been saying that people's payments from the beginning of this whole cycle have pretty much doubled. People that were paying like £600 on the mortgage are now paying an average of 1,200, and it's all by design. People are making it look like this is an accident. This is not an accident, man. Yeah, it's not an accident. Like, this is like, Britain is the third or fourth richest country in the world statistically. Yeah, the old British Empire, and you still got homeless people in mass, over 1 million of them sleeping rough across the country. It's not a mistake, you know what I mean? And the sooner you realize that, the better. The whole financial system is being crashed on purpose. It's just being made to look like an accident, and it's just happening systematically. So people are not rioting, they're not going crazy. They're just kind of sitting back and allowing it to happen. Yeah. What you gotta understand is, if the government was to give everyone the higher pay that they wanted, yeah, you quell the masses, but then what would happen is that the ultra rich, the people, or not even the ultra rich, let's say the so-called middle class, are still around, that end up paying 40% tax on the average on one salary, and they might have a second business, or their wife might own a nail shop. They live in a semi-detached house or whatever, somewhere in Chelsea or Golders Green, one of those types of areas. What will happen is that they're gonna have to pay more tax, so their tax rates are going to increase, or their national insurance rates are going to increase to support the government in sufficing the debt that they've had to make to pay for the lower class. Now, of course, the masses will be happy because the majority of us out here are poor. But what's gonna then happen is that you're gonna have a lot of middle class and upper class look at that and say, you know what, fuck this, I'm out of here, and leave Britain. And ultimately, either way you slice it, what I'm trying to tell you is that the next couple of months in this country are going to be absolutely fucking chaotic. It's going to be crazy. So strap in, man. It's gonna be an interesting ride.